You know, the moment you bring a new dog or a puppy into the home, they start to develop habits, good ones and bad ones. So to make sure that they stick with the good ones and learn the rules of the house, you want to make sure that they're trained. I am with world-renowned, award-winning animal behaviorist and trainer Brian Bailey. He's also known as the Wolf Whisperer, and this is his dog, Captain. Hi, Brian.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you. I'm so curious to know a little bit more about your philosophy, because you believe that all dogs have that wolf instinct and you need to train them with that in mind.
We do. We need to keep in mind that they are, in fact, scientifically, we still call them Canis lupus familiaris, wolf gray domesticated. They haven't become humans quite yet. I know we Americans really want to be humans in a real hurry, but not quite yet. They still carry a lot of behaviors that are connected to the chromosomes that they still share with wolves. So we just have to keep in mind that they're not little humans in fur coats.
Right.
They are still dogs. At the end of the day, they're really and truly, they are dogs.
And they are adorable, but we want them to have manners. And we're going to share some of your top tips. If someone has a new puppy and they want to make sure that they train them, what are the basics that they need to start with first?
Well, number one, keep in mind, like what I just said previously, it's a dog.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that it is a dog. We forget, sometimes even I forget. If I can do it, you can do it. It is indeed a dog, which means it comes with its own way of learning, its own language, its own interpretation of our world. And we must keep that in mind. For example, if we don't, we come home, find the dog has chewed up our favorite pair of shoes,
Ooh.
and we want to punch the dog and maybe smack it over the head with that pair of shoes and go, "You'll never chew my shoe again."
Right.
But the dog has no clue that, wow, I just got in trouble for chewing the shoe. Exactly.
So it has to be like instant. The moment you see them, if you don't see them though chew the shoe, how are you going to teach them?
Absolutely. So in something like that, we would call the restraining method, meaning if you don't want your dog to do a bad behavior, just keep it from doing that bad behavior until you can watch the dog. Okay. So once you can see the dog in the behavior, because literally a young pup has about 2 seconds after an act, if you want to apply either reward to it or punishment, for the dog to associate the two together.
Okay.
So think about that, 1001, 1002, game over.
Right.
We've got to make sure that our timing is quickly, because that leads me to that second point, good timing. You have to have it. You cannot be late. Okay. I always tell people, if you're ever late, you come home, the dog has soiled your rug or has has chewed up something valuable of yours. At that moment there, just learn from it and go, what can I do to make sure I can catch my dog next time? But don't do anything at that point there. Don't do anything at all. You must apply your motivator very quickly.
Okay. Well, I'm really, really curious to know one quick trick. Teaching your dog to sit.
Okay. It depends on the age in which we start. We have to teach them a human language. Okay. For example, the word sit to a dog at the very beginning probably sounds like scuba nog. What is sit? So with young dogs, I do like to use food because it's very powerful in their life. They are trying to survive on the planet. So I can take a young dog like Captain. Hey, Captain, here, everybody. Sit, just rock it over his head, and as soon as he forms that, if I reward it immediately, over and over and over again, he will associate the word sit with the end product here of getting this treat. Right. So free, if he's up here, sit. Notice I didn't have to rock my hand over his head.
He's automatically looking at that treat.
Right. And then later, as he gets older, I can actually start to demand that he sits. Okay. In other words, hey, Captain, guess what? I didn't bring any treats today. You still have to do it for me, because I don't want you jumping on the guest. Right. So if he's here, sit. There we go. No treat, well done. So my well done now becomes the reward, or a pet if you want to pet the dog. You don't always have to in certain situations, but my well done. So it transitions slowly from this treat to I make him sit a little bit for me, then I require him to sit for me.
Good information. You've got 2 books, and if folks want to know more, they can go to your website, Taming the Wild?
They can go to tamingthewild.com. I actually have 1 book. I have a 2nd book that'll be out this fall.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you so much, Brian. We'll make sure we put all his information on our website at newschannel5.com. Thanks, Captain.